Don't forget to go to ashkicking.com for pound the best home health and beauty fragrance products. Anything else you want to say to your fans, man?
Man, shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Earl Spence Jr., my whole name, and just look out for me.
Yes, sir. Let me dig into your brain.
All right, so Dante's Boxing Nation, we are over here with Anna Julaton, a jack of all trades, all type of talent, MMA fighter, boxer. Now you're a boxing analyst. You've been covering the boxing events. I mean, how do you have time for all of this?
Oh man, it's a work in progress. Just trying to get better. Like I was saying earlier, trying to get my road work in this field. It's a completely different atmosphere than getting to the gym. It's much easier to wrap my hands up. Put on some ankle wraps and start punching and kicking and stuff, grappling. But this is a completely different beast all in itself. So just trying to check it out.
Yeah, just trying to check it out, huh? But you're still making enough time, obviously. Because you still have fights coming up, you're still training, right?
Oh, yeah,
obviously,
absolutely.
100%, right?
Yes, training all year round. So it's actually a lot easier doing it that way in terms of like getting ready for like an 8-week fighting camp. For instance, like right now, if I had a last minute fight, it's like, okay, cool, I got a couple of days, I'm ready to go. I'm really close to weight. Let's go and do it. I think it also helps with not getting as much injuries. You're more tuned with yourself. You don't have to do all that extra work that you do for an 8-week camp period, and it makes it a lot funner for me. I feel like there's a lot more freedom, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So do you have anything lined up, or you just training right now?
No, I'm training right now. There's actually a couple of things. My boxing promoter is trying to set something up for later on this year for a boxing match. We've been working a long time with that. As you can see, the momentum for female boxing in the United States has been changing tremendously, and so we're trying to see what kind of opportunities are out there for me. And on another note, we should be actually announcing something fairly soon. I can't say anything yet, but a lot of things have been getting done, and hopefully by next week I can start talking about something completely fun. And it also have to do with boxing, and I'll just leave it at that. So tuned in.
Nice.
And I've been doing a lot of cross training. Obviously, being disciplined in boxing, making sure I get my kicking game going on, also my grappling and so forth. I was staying low key for the past couple of years because I really just wanted to delve into the sport of MMA. It's a completely different element altogether,
Absolutely.
as we saw with the Mayweather versus McGregor
Absolutely.
fight. It was a big, rude awakening, I thought, for a lot of people.
Did it play out the way you thought it would?
Yeah. If you actually check my my analysis on Fight Hype, it was pretty. I think I called it actually in the later rounds, like a stoppage in 10, 11, or 12.
Those are around the rounds I had. But but did it surprise you at all that he did so well in the first couple of rounds?
Who?
Conor, yeah.
Okay, it's so, like, I say this with the utmost respect, right? But I kind of feel like what Floyd did in that ring is something that we see in the boxing gym all the time. Just checking your opponent out, feeling them out, see what kind of energy they're going to bring to you, see what kind of weapons that they have, what kind of technique they got. And I felt like Conor kind of showed a little bit too much. If anything, that was the best that he had. You're talking about one uppercut that didn't even make Floyd's nose bleed at all. I mean, you're talking about hurting someone. And I was like, nah. Floyd is the smaller guy, 40 years old, 2-year layoff, asked for 8-ounce gloves against a guy who's bigger, stronger, younger, has been more active, and Floyd's calling all the shots. You know what I mean? Floyd walked in through the fire. He's like, of course, if you're going to do a style like that, it's going to happen. You're going to get hit. But it's all about what kind of shots are you throwing at me? Is it something that's going to affect me, or are you just throwing it so I can see the opening that, okay, that's right. Oh, you're breathing there. Oh, that one little jab you call a jab is all of a sudden is taking something away from you. You know what I mean? So I say it in the most respectful way because I mean that I'm just so used to seeing that in the boxing gym. You know what I mean? It's called work.
Yeah,
work. It's a different element. Boxing is truly a hard sport to get into, and you have to devote your entire life. And like I've been in it for over 10 years, and I'm still constantly learning just how the whole aspect of it works, not just what happens inside the ring, but also the business aspect of it, you know? And also just trying to see the fundamental stages of where, and it's really cool because on social media, it's such a brilliant thing where you can see a lot of little kids, both boys and girls, doing their thing, and they're already starting to develop that discipline for boxing. And then from there, and I can already start thinking back on my experiences of being amateur and going through the pro ranks and having this whole development, and you can just kind of see the whole spectrum of it, you know what I mean? And now because of the technology age, it's nice to actually look up more on the history of boxing, knowing that it's been around for thousands of years. That
Absolutely.
It's such a beautiful art that it's so deadly that, you know, there's a time where it actually got banished and it didn't come back again until, you know, London brought it back out. So, you know, it's just so rich in history.
So now let me ask you about this fight we're over here promoting right now, Canelo versus Golovkin this weekend. How does it go down?
Oh man, you know, because of their natural styles, they both like to come in. They like to take some shots so they can give out a couple of shots. You know, you would think it would be a very, you know, explosive fight. I don't see that necessarily. I think there's so much to lose at this point. It's going to be more strategic. I think, and I think once the other one figures out who has that mental break, then you'll start to see the explosiveness in the fireworks start to come out. I mean, you just can't stop a puncher from not being a puncher, and so I think it's eventually going to unfold. It's just, you know, within that 36-minute period, you know, it'll be fun to see when it's going to start to show. First quarter, the halfway point, third quarter, or in the championship rounds. You know, so you know it's pretty cool. Even though we can like pretty much research any fights that's out there right now, you have a fight like this that still excites a lot of boxing fans.
Absolutely. And Anna, I mean, just me personally, I think after watching Golovkin versus Danny Jacobs, I just have a feeling Canelo is more of the confident fighter, you know, than Golovkin. I don't know how much, you know, that's going to, you know, affect Golovkin's performance in the fight, but I don't know. So me, I slightly lean towards Canelo. I mean, you can always get caught with something, right? But I just see him as more confident. To me, it seems like Golovkin, you know, if he has certain fighters in there, you know, they have maybe a certain type of power that's similar to his, or even a skill set that's really high, he'll let off the gas a little bit like he did against Jacobs. I don't know. Maybe he corrected that. I don't know. But that's why I think Canelo has the edge. What about you? Who has the edge?
Yeah, I think it's a 50-50 match, you know, in terms of like how it's going to turn out. I think if Golovkin gets Canelo before you know, the decision is made, I think Golovkin, you know, obviously will take the win. But if it goes through the distance, you know, I see Canelo taking it. But now going back to that Danny Jacobs fight with Golovkin. Now here's what I saw, because I finally got to watch it, and I've been wanting to watch it for a while, because I have a lot of respect for Danny Jacobs. I've seen him back in the amateurs. He'd fight compelling fights with like Sean Porter back in the day. He used to train over at Wildcard. I used to watch him at Wildcard, you know, and that guy's legit. You know, survived cancer, came back, you know, and he did this thing. So when that fight ended up happening against Triple G, I wanted to see, you know, to see, you know, how it was going to turn out. And Danny came out with like a whole bunch of tricks in the book. You know, that guy is skilled. He's like, all right, Triple G, let's see you handle my jab. He's like, let me see you handle, you know, on the inside. Let me see you handle footwork. Let me see you handle movement. And it was a back and forth fight. It was a very close fight.
Very close.
So with that said, I kind of feel like if Golovkin is like the hardcore boxers that, you know, we give a lot of respect to in the past, you know, all of those fighters who are for real fighters. I think if Golovkin can actually learn from that and adapt from that and actually make it into his own, if that was enough time for him to actually just figure it out and create a whole new game, then I feel like he has the edge in this fight. That's just my thought, because I like to judge fighters, obviously a dominant performance is hard to do. I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah.
But also dealing with adversity.
Especially when you're stepping up in competition.
Yeah. Especially with Danny's big too.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I'm not trying to take away anything from Canelo. You know, Canelo, he likes a counterpunch. You know, he can box a little bit, and he's not afraid to get hit. You know, he's the younger guy. You know, he's coming up. So, and that's why I feel like it's such a 50-50 matchup. But in terms of like you know, why do I give the edge to Canelo? I'm thinking more of the mindset, more the experience level. You know what I mean? I think that may play into a factor.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent breakdown. Once again, you know, you're a woman of all different kind of talents, Anna, so keep up the good work. Anything else you want to say to the fans? You want them to follow you? Anything?
I just want to say thank you Dante's Boxing, for just giving out the support. You know, a woman in a male-dominated industry. You know, it's very refreshing, and it's very helpful to have people like you just coming out supporting us ladies. You know, so thank you so much for that. And yeah, you know,
it's going down. Looking forward to it. And I look forward to seeing you in the future. All right. All right. Take care, Anna.